Hello, and this month's Q&A, we're coming from somewhere slightly different. So I thought, do you know what? We've done a few parks recently. We've done some nice walk-arounds, don't get me wrong. And I get from the comments that you're loving seeing the scenery around. So I thought I'd go somewhere different. I'm going to the top of London. Now, I've said that before when we've been to Hampstead, and Hampstead Heath is the highest part of London. But this part is also really high, and I've been here shooting a video which we'll put onto the channel at some later point. And behind me, you can see Alexandra Palace. And I'm going to let you know all about Alexandra Palace when the video comes out. But it's a great place, well, sitting on a hill which overlooks London with some amazing sights. So we'll see if we can give you a few of those sights whilst we're doing the Q&A today, just to give you a taster for what's to come. Anyway, welcome to this month's Q&A. We'll whip round, and therefore we'll get you to see the London skyline as we walk along as well. So, hope you're well wherever you are. If you're not a member and you like this sort of thing, we seem to do this every couple of weeks as part of the membership. So if you fancy joining the membership, just go underneath, hit the join button, or you can go to patreon.com/London Visited, and you can join us there. And all members get a video probably like this every couple of weeks. And I know the members will put down underneath and just sort of support that, but it's all sort of a chat and all the rest. So anyway, if you like this sort of thing. So for June's question and answer, we've got more of them coming in from all over, so I absolutely love it. And the other bit I would also say is if you've got any more questions you want to ask us, then we'll have another one at the end of July as well. So you can see behind me a big number 150. That's not to remind me of the bus number I need to get, but that's because they were celebrating 150 years of Alexandra Palace a while ago. But once again, I'll put that down in the upcoming video. So there you go, gives you an idea of that. Right, let's tell you what, before we start with the first Q&A, let's give you a view of London skyline, because some of it is actually bathed in sunshine at the moment, despite the fact it's raining on me. There you go, blue clouds. We've got some blue clouds over London. So let's just expand that out so you can see a bit of the London skyline. And we're looking, and we're going from sort of east to west on the London skyline. So we've just seen the Tottenham Stadium as we go around. And as we go round here, just going to zoom you around, because behind the trees you've got Canary Wharf, but that is the City of London. So it gives you an idea how high up we are. City of London, and then as we zoom around there, you've got more tall buildings, but as you come round to here, just past the lamppost, you can see the BT Tower off in the distance. So that's in London's West End. And as we zoom around just behind those trees over there, the trees you can see off in the distance is Hampstead. There you go, and that's the area of Hampstead, which is the tallest part of London. There you go, just to give you a bit of a feel and a bit of a flavour for what is going on behind. So I'll tell you what we'll do. You've seen a bit of that. Let's give you a bit of Ali Pali, as it's affectionately known, whilst we're doing the Q&A. There you go, and you can sort of take in the architecture. So, first question this month goes to Sweet Life 7771. So a big thank you to you. You were first off the blocks getting your question in. And this person, so I'm not sure who it is, but you could always put it down in the comments anyway. Like the fact that I talked about that I watched Hannah Ricketts, and actually that resonated with a number of people. So I'll tell you something after the question in just 1 second, but it did resonate with a couple of people. And she said she watched, I'm taking it as a she, Sweet Life 7771 said, saw one of Hannah's videos, and it sounds like she was at Battersea Power Station and was then starstruck because the shop she was in, she was standing right next to Rod Stewart and had to come racing out. So they've asked me, have I bumped into anyone famous? Well, what's really funny is I probably have, but do you know what? If I have, I haven't noticed them. Because it's amazing some of the people that you do see as you're going around. I actually bump into lots of friends and lots of colleagues and all the rest of it when I'm in the middle of London filming. It's just really, really weird. I would say I probably bumped into Michael Palin. I bumped into him outside the National Gallery on Trafalgar Square. I looked at him, he looked at me, and we just went about our way. You see, for me, and this is the really funny thing, Joe would say that if they're famous, I don't care, to be quite honest. I just find them as another individual, another human being. And I don't get starstruck at all. Actually, I just treat them as a normal human being. But yeah, I did bump into Michael Palin. I haven't bumped into anyone else that I know of. But as I said, I've probably walked past 500,000 people because you just do. I've seen other people from other channels on YouTube doing their London thing, which was quite amusing because actually I just stopped to chat to them to find out what they were up to, swap a bit of notes whilst they were getting some footage for their channels, which is quite funny. Now, the other thing I was going to say was because a number of people have actually said about Hannah, I have actually emailed her. She probably thinks it's a hoax. So Hannah, if you're watching this, it wasn't a hoax. And I have suggested to her, does she want to get together and do a video collaboration? Just where we sit down, have a bite to eat and talk all things London and YouTube, to film it and put it out on both of our channels. So if you've got any influence or no Hannah Ricketts at all, do ask her to respond to my email. It wasn't a hoax, okay? It definitely wasn't a hoax. Right, that's the first question this month. God, they say taking 15 minutes to get done. I'm joking. And it won't be as long as last month, I promise you. The next one comes from Paula and Al. 2 questions for them. If you were spending 2 days in London, what would you do? God, that's a mighty fine question, that one. What would I do? To be quite honest, it really depends what you want to get out of London. One thing I would do is I'd be very, very choosy about what it was I wanted to do because there is just so much to do in London. And so much of it is free and, you know, unashamed plug, but you've seen a lot of our videos and a lot of our bits and pieces there. So it really depends on what you fancy doing. Do you want to go around and see museums? Do you want to see historical stuff? And everyone's different. Everyone has a different taste, and that's what London covers and caters for, which I absolutely love. It's the fact that, do you know what? You can, without doubt, cover off everyone from children to families, to people just wanting to come and see artifacts and all sorts of different stuff, history. So I'm going to swerve that question because I think every single person is different. But it really does depend on who's coming, what they fancy doing, and London has it for everyone. There you go. Haha. Swerve that one nicely. Thanks, guys. And they had a 2-part question. The other bit is, what are the best Christmas decorations? Do you know what? It changes every year. So I've loved Carnaby Street. And I think best one for Carnaby Street was a couple of years ago when they just put up a whole load of different eclectic lights relating to previous years. I absolutely love that. I also love the lights as well down in Belgravia. They always go out, and actually Belgravia never ceases to amaze me because they always do something different in Belgravia. They're always absolutely beautiful as well. Oxford Street is just not for me. Regent Street I love, it always sends the hairs on the back of my neck, but I wouldn't say they're the best, but they're probably the most iconic, so they always make your hair on the back of your neck stand up. And I always love investigating and finding new places as well, so we'll see what Christmas 2024 holds up. One of the interesting things I was thinking is, do you know what, in about a month's time I reckon Harrods will probably open their Christmas department. We're there already, it's getting close. So anyway, we'll see. And Paula, I think you and Al are coming over this Christmas as well. So don't worry, we'll sort something out. Hopefully we can go down there together and go and do some filming together and maybe feature you on one of our Christmas videos in one of the places as well. Excellent. Right. Okay, next, Luana. Now she says, are there many open food markets? And are they open for sort of fresh fish, all the sorts of lovely food that you can get, fresh food, etc. And she also says, do we eat lots of fresh fish here in the UK? And is it caught from the Thames or the sea? Well, the good news is, yes, we have lots and lots of fresh fish. I think one of the things that's expanding even more now, and it's always surprised me, and there's loads of markets I need to get around to give you an idea. We'll carry on walking down this way. There's more farmers markets opening, but proper farmers markets where you can go and get your fresh produce. So your meat, your fish, your veg, fruit, etc., etc. And I think that's absolutely lovely. Now, Borough Market is one of those which is a permanent one. You've got farmers markets they hold in Muswell Hill each week, also on Parliament Hill, that's all sort of North London. Here at Alexandra Palace as well, they have a farmers market on a weekly basis. So it really is a case of just having a look and see what it is you fancy. No, nothing is caught from the Thames. I dread to think what will be in there, although it's becoming less and less polluted. Still wouldn't fancy that one much. In fact, I know of people that have gone swimming in the Thames and caught all sorts of nasty bugs. So it's not completely clean. So it's definitely sea. And what's the most common fish we get here? Do you know what? People are going to hit the keyboard down in the bottom in a minute and go, no, it's not. I think it's probably salmon. And it seems to be a very, very popular one. So I'd say salmon. I love a bit of salmon. It's very popular, but prices have gone up. They've gone shooting up. Salmon's gone up. Cod is also lovely, but once again, very, very expensive as well. And that's probably common in the fish and chip shops here in London. Now, the other thing I would also say is, if you like fish and chips and authentic fish and chips, one of the other videos I've shot very, very recently, aka earlier today, was at Muswell Hill. And there's an amazing fish and chip shop there. And I had a traditional cod and chips, which was amazing. Anyway, we'll feature that in a future one on Muswell Hill. So giving you the inside track of what's coming on here as well. Right, that's 3 questions down. Let's have a quick look. Let's go for the next one. And I'll tell you what we'll do, as we're taking a few more questions, we'll go down towards the Rose Garden and get a view back of Alexandra Palace. So we'll get a view back on there. Now, Kathy. Thank you, Kathy, for your question, and everyone else as well. Don't forget, if you've got more questions for next month, just put them in there, give you a name check, and we'll get your question answered as well. And it's quite good, because some of the stuff that people have put up, I don't necessarily know the answer to, but I've gone and done some research, and I thought, oh, do you know what? I need to go and film there, or I need to put that into our podcasts. So, oh, by the way, you're just seeing behind me the east side of Alexandra Palace, but also just coming up over my shoulder is the massive aerial, which you can see from all over London, because it really does stick up. Okay, Kathy says, are the ponds in London man-made, and was London swamp and then they turned them into ponds? That's the first part. So in answer, yes, a lot of London was swampland, turned into parks with man-made ponds. So yeah, quite right on that one. I think the greatest one, I think, is probably the one at St James's Park. And St James's Park was all swampland until, he himself of the royalty, Henry VIII, always seems to be revolving around him. He turned it into hunting ground and converted the swamp into a garden, and then it was all designed thereafter. There you go. You've got Alexandra Palace behind there. There you go, that's beautiful. And the big aerial as well. So he did that. And Kathy also says the Diana statue at Kensington Gardens, is it available for the public to go and see, or have you got to go on a tour to see it? Well, the good news is it's available for the public, but it's sort of round the corner and you have to go and have a look for it. But it's there, it's open to the public pretty much all the time, I think. I don't think they lock it. There might be gates actually when it's closed, but you certainly don't need to do a tour. You can go and have a look. And if you haven't seen our video on it, I'll put that up in the top right-hand corner, because you can walk right round and get different views of the statue with the water in front of it, and the water reflections are beautiful as well. It's sort of a little garden there, so it's definitely well worth doing, which is lovely. So I would really suggest, if you've not been to Kensington Gardens, worth going to see the palace. And you've still got royals that live there, but you can see a whole lot of the palace, and they have different exhibitions on. But not only that, go and see the statue as well, and there's lots of places they've got around the corner where you can eat and drink, etc. So that's nice, and that's in Kensington Gardens, which is a lovely park on its own as well. Anyway, so there you go, Kathy, hope that helps there. And a final question of this month, so I told you I'm going to keep it shorter. We're on 15 minutes already, but I'm going to show you a little bit more from up here as well. It's from Channy, and she says, and I hope you're doing well, Channy, over in New Zealand. And she says, how long does it take you to shoot your videos, to actually film them? She says, I've seen other people talk about how long it takes to edit, so I know it takes a long time to edit your videos, but how long does it take you to film them? Well, great question. It really does depend. So, for instance, this one is easy, because it's going to take me about 20 minutes to film, full stop, because you know what? I pretty much point it, off we go, bang, done. Probably can see in the quality. I'm joking, hopefully you can see in the quality, but and a lot of them, it really depends where you're going. So the Muswell Hill one I've shot today took me about 2 hours. It's probably going to be about 10 minutes long, but it probably took me about 2 hours. Why? Because doing my research beforehand, I know where I want to film, and therefore getting between the different places, getting the different shots. And with the Muswell Hill one, I also had to take sort of 15 to 20 minutes to go to a fish and chip shop and have lunch. It was all for camera purposes, all right? Yeah. So that 1 minute of footage in the fish and chip shop took me that long. I jest, but it really depends how far and how quick things are. Yeah, other times I could come across something and think, wow, I've not seen that before, or wow, I want to film that, and I'll have it filmed very, very quickly. For me, the editing bit has got so much faster, so much quicker. Now we've been putting out videos. I can't believe this. We've been doing this 6 years. Yeah, we have. We've been doing this over 6 years now. So the editing process is a lot quicker. I know my way around the software. I can do what I need to on that one. I've got an editing style which I use, which I would call our London visited editing style, which will be different from others' editing styles. And you'll notice every YouTube channel has its own styles on there. So that's probably about how long it takes. So there you go. Right, let's just give you a quick view around the rose garden here, which will be featured on the video, and also the pond that's behind us with lilies that are in flower as well. So hold on. Right, let's just come back on that. There you go. See, I told you I'm just going to sort of point and push. Gives you that raw sort of feel on there. So you've got a bit of the rose garden. We've got some of them coming out here. This is lovely. So you've got this pond. Look at the reflection on the sky and the statue in the middle, which is absolutely lovely. But then, if you look closely, the water lilies are flowering, which is also beautiful, and some lovely colours there. I love that pink one. That red one as well, and then you've got some yellow ones in the middle and white ones as well, which are absolutely beautiful. So you never know what you're going to find when you're walking around. Let's see if we can. Oh, here we go. It is a rose garden, and there are some roses out, so that gives you a feel for it. They are lovely. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed our Q&A for this month, for the month of June. I thought I'd curtail it and see which you prefer, because last month we went for about 30 odd minutes, whereas now we're coming up to about 20. So you tell me what you prefer in the comments down below, and also do drop a question down there as well, please. Otherwise I'm going to start making up. No, I'm joking. Do put some questions down there. It's amazing. I love the reaction we get every single month on this. And what's really interesting now is people are watching at different times. So I'm getting questions coming through all of the time. And actually, if you have submitted your questions in about the last 10 days, it's not that I haven't forgotten you, but I've got them and I've put them forward for July's. So we can do them in July's Q&A, which is the summertime, which should be excellent. And hopefully I won't be wearing a coat. And the reason I am wearing a coat is because today in London, it keeps tipping it down with rain, as you can see from the reflection on the paths and the pavement behind me. So there you go. Right, I'm going to head back into Alexandra Palace because I can feel a rain cloud coming over and more stormy weather. You can see it in the lovely white puffy clouds behind. But remember, any questions you've got, please do put them in the comments down below. A massive thank you for our supporters, for all the support you keep giving us, and do consider joining us. Membership, believe it or not, starts from £1 a month. That's all it is. There are lots and lots of different benefits, but everyone gets a weekly update from me with photos of where I've been shooting. But quite often, instead of that, we'll actually put a video on and show you some of the footage where I've been shooting as well. So there you go. So you get a sort of an advanced preview. But have a great month wherever you are. Look forward to bringing you another one next month. And once again, thanks so much for the questions and answers. Catch you soon. Take care. Bye.